How's it, guys, and welcome back to Max Trades Crypto. It's the first video in a while, so we're going to jump into the chart. Chart is looking shocking since I last did a video on it, but let's see. So we have seen now this massive move to the downside. What could this mean? This could mean quite a few things, right? We have a few daily scenarios, and obviously the first daily scenario is that our bull market has began. Our bear market has began. We are now seeing massive moves to the downside. Our first impulse down, we'll probably see a three-wave up, and then way more continuation to the downside for the next year or so, right? That is kind of our first scenario that you guys have probably been seeing all over social media, just because it's the most common. When things fall off a cliff, people get quite bearish quite quickly, right? But we have another daily scenario on the chart that could mean that we are in for maybe one more push higher. So if we look at this chart here, we can see we either have a straight 1, 2, 3, 4 and wave 5 to the upside, followed by an ABC, right? That is what we could have. Or we could have a nice 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and we get one more push in the bull market like we've been expecting to those $150,000, $160,000 prices, right? These are the two options we have, either the bull market or the bear market. We are still in a bull market, very possible, or we are in a bear market. There are a few things that concern me though, right? A few things that I don't like the look of. One of them is that our 4-year cycle was over. The 4-year cycle top kind of almost topped exactly on the top of this B wave, as you can see here, this B here, right? Almost topped exactly to the date on this area here. Everyone's always like, oh, it won't happen again, it won't happen again. And then it happens and we have a little move down and they're like, oh, okay, it won't happen. And then there's a much bigger move down, right? So very, very possible there. Another one is that this trend line over here, I've looked at this before, this trend line over here that we've been tracking for ages now, right, broke, right? I really don't like the look of this chart. This means, well, it almost looks like we're just starting, right? We do have some support sitting lower, sitting at around this area here, if I can find the rectangle, sitting at around this area over here. Below that, I don't see a possible recovery to our bull market for now. Definitely in the future, and we might see this is a 5-wave up and another A, B, C down, and we then get that massive run. But that means for now, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money on their holdings on Bitcoin, right? We are seeing massive volume to the downside. So I just really, really don't like this chart. But let's get into our Elliott wave for now, and we check just what is happening on our Elliott wave side. So if we go back to our Coinbase chart, I've been using the Coinbase chart recently. We go to our 4-hour, we can see here that we have our daily scenario and we have our scenario 1, our double 1, 2 to the downside. Now, yes, this could mean two things. This could mean our finish in the wave C, or it could mean that we are just getting started and this is at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and we get an ABC up and a massive downward push, right? So if that is the possibility here, we would be seeing a lot further downward price action, right? Just a massive start to the end of our bull market, right? Start to the end and the start of our bear market. So I'm quite worried for this chart in the longer term time frame. It looks to me very much a double 1, 2 towards the downside. We're getting some upward pressure here on the hourly time frame, but I wouldn't worry about too much noise in a possible wave 4 continuation, right? So that is what I see currently as our two main scenarios, either our C finishing, right, and we then go way higher, or we have our ABC finishing but this is actually just the start, a double 1-2. We get a 3-wave structure up and much lower, right? That is kind of the only 2 scenarios I see at the moment. And if we were to go to our scenario 2, right, kind of our only hope scenario is that we actually have a double 1-2 up here, and we have finished our wave, our ABC, towards the downside. We have a wave A in 5 waves, a B in a possible WXY, and a C in 5 waves towards the downside. Right, so let me zoom in just a little bit for you guys. So we can see that as our possible 5 waves to the downside, and now we are possibly looking for a double 1-2 up, a 1-2, maybe a 1, a 2, and then we are looking for massive pushes towards that upside. But I don't know, with the formation of this chart now, I wouldn't bank on it. So just give it some time, and then wait for our next trade possibility. For trade possibilities starting on the 4-hourly time frame, my trade possibilities for this are quite simple, right? We have either a finishing ABC towards the downside, or we have a finishing 5-wave move towards the downside regardless. Right? Regardless of our trade here, we have 5 waves down, and we are either heading off in a massive move up, or we have a 3-wave down. Regardless, we are finishing something, right? In all 3 of our scenarios, our 5-wave move down or our ABC down, we are finishing something at some point soon, right? Volume is slowing down as well. If we put on the volume thing, you can see that we have high volume in the beginning, and now we are slowing down as we move down. A little bit of a divergence there. So I would actually start putting in probably spot. There would be no, in bear markets, to trade leverage is just a bit of a wild decision. But if we are trading leverage here, probably start investing at around that $80,000 all the way to possibly even 72 to the low of this, taking the low of wave A, right? So kind of investing, the more we go down, possibly putting in some spot positions here in this area around here as we go down, higher spot positions, because we are likely having something of a 1-2, 1-2, apologies, where is my drawing? A 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and we might be coming down and range, and then in an A, B, and a C of that wave 2, and then head lower, right? So we can capitalize quite a bit on this, either the wave 2, if it is a wave 2, right? I mean, that's 60%, but I don't think it might not go that high. Let's say we stop at 75,000 and we go to 100. That's 32% there on a standard trade, right? That's not a bad return at all. So looking at something like that, doing some spot positions there, maybe taking out as we get higher, quite the good option, right, in my opinion. But I think it is always dangerous to trade leverage in a bear market. Right now, what I would be looking at is, if this is the start of our bear market, I would be looking at dollar cost averaging in as we go lower, not yet looking for those big leverage trades, because if we are looking at a lot lower. We're looking at possibly 30,000, 40,000 again. I mean, if we take a normal fib of this, and our 618 sits at $34,000, right? Very, very possible. So just be very, very careful from there down. That's a massive, almost 60% down. And we can make these little moves are worthwhile. If that is a wave 2, 30% up. Lovely, right? And we start investing lower, and all those little jumps that jump now a lot more, even though they are a lot less in price, we make a lot more percentage on them, right? So that would be my advice for trade possibilities, tackling where we are. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be uploading quite a bit more regularly. You'll see the background change quite a bit. I have some plans for the background. I have some plans for our Discord. Everything, you guys can join the Discord in the description down below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But I'm just looking to change a bit. I've been in exams and very, very busy. Now finally done and on holiday, so I can now tackle the YouTube quite hard. Okay, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. It's been Max Trades Crypto. Cheers, guys.